Welcome to Variant's webinar on migrating acucobol GT, also known as Microfocus Extends to acucobol. My name is Dan Moss, Business Development Director at Variant, and with me today is Edwin Sosa, our Senior Sales Pre-Sales Engineer. Listed here is a brief look at the topics we are going to cover on today's webinar. We'll spend a minute or two introducing acucobol technology to those who are unfamiliar with our software. We'll then go in great detail on the compatibility between acucobol Evolve and acucobol GT. After that, we will highlight some of the modernization capabilities and advances of acucobol, and then we'll wrap things up with a discussion on how easy it is to move to Variant's acucobol. We believe today's topic is so important because although no end of life of acucobol has been officially announced, many customers are coming to us with the concerns about their future, with the belief that if they want to take advantage of the new features and future platform support with Microfocus, the only sure bet is to move their COBOL applications to Visual COBOL. But we believe to move to acucobol is much easier and offers a far greater investment protection. This is especially true for businesses with applications using COBOL graphical extensions and want to maintain and modernize their user interfaces going forward, leveraging existing skills versus having to also use .NET programming to distribute their programs. First, just to cover the basics, let's spend a minute discussing acucobol technology in general. acucobol Evolve is a complete platform for COBOL application development and deployment. acucobol development systems comes with a complete built-in IDE development tool set, GUI debugger, thin client, and supports ISAM file systems and relational database accessibility. acucobol protects your existing acucobol development while blending COBOL and Java. Variant's acucobol includes a full range of acucobol replacement products. This complete set of acu-friendly migration tools will assist you in stage transition to acucobol. In addition to providing acucobol replacement products, Variant delivers features such as web-enabled Java thin client without the need to change source code. In all, Java acucobol picked up where acucobol stopped and continues to develop next-generation solutions. This next slide is perhaps one that you may have seen before. We have depicted here the process that acucobol follows. The beauty of acucobol is that it enables developers to harness the best of both COBOL and Java. With acucobol, developers continue normal COBOL programming, but behind the scenes, every time you compile, the compiler translates your COBOL source code into Java source code. The compiler then feeds the Java source code into Java compiler, which produces pure Java bytecode objects and Java classes that can be executed with the Java runtime or JVM. This process is totally transparent for developers. The results of compiling your COBOL source code programs produces 100% portable and deployable objects. The same object can be deployed to Windows, Unix, Linux, Macs, and any other platform that supports Java, which is just about every operating system in production today. Just to mention that acucobol technology, although still growing, is not new to the market. The technology is deployed now on thousands of sites worldwide, and many users have migrated from acucobol platform to the acucobol technology already. Now let's go into great details of what you really dialed in to hear, how compatible acucobol technology is with acucobol. When I talk to customers making the move from acucobol, this is often what they want to hear first. How can you address all of the add-on products and features that I get from my acucobol program platform? Well, the good news is that you can see by this comparison table, we accommodate nearly all of the functionality in the acucobol family in a one-for-one basis. Some of the more interesting items to point out on this table are that included with our acucobol development system is our built-in IDE, which replaces AcuBench. acucobol includes this feature at no additional charge. Another feature that is extremely important to developers and support technicians are our utility suite of programs that allow for data file migration and maintenance. acucobol Runtime Framework supports true thin client technology and our acucobol application server. Both thin client and application server are included with our runtime at no additional charge to your customers. And finally, we have several add-on packages such as acucobol ISM ODBC that replaces acucobol, acucobol Server SQL Server that replaces acuxDBC, and acucobol Data Bridge, which replaces acu4GL. Now let's get into a few product demonstrations. Edwin Sosa will now take over and give us a tour on using acucobol's IDE and compiler. First, we will demonstrate how to bring an application into acucobol's IDE. And next, we will demonstrate how to import an AcuBench GUI project using acucobol and advanced IDE tools. Okay, Edwin, let's go ahead and get started.
Thanks, Dan. So in this first demo, I'm going to show you how easy it is to import an acucobol application into the acucobol IDE. So I have the acucobol IDE over here, and I have this Windows Explorer window here with the acucobol project. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project in the acucobol IDE to import this application in it. So I am going to do a file new acucobol project, and I'm going to call it orders. So I type orders here, and I say finish, and now in the acucobol Explorer view in here, I have this orders project, which is empty right now. I am seeing the structural view here, so I'm going to switch to the file view in order to see which folders and files I already have. So for this new project, I have several folders where I am going to migrate a few things from that application. So the first thing is from the copybooks directory, I am going to just drag and drop these couple of copybooks and put it there, and just say OK to copy files, and that's it. Now in my copy folder, I have these couple of copybooks that I will need. Now I will do the same for the source. I come here to the source, and then I will drag and drop this order source file and put it here in the source directory and say OK to copy files. And here it is, orders CDL. So if I now just double click this order CDL file here, I will see the full program in this source editor view. If you like to use another editor of your preference, something you are already familiar with, you can also do it. You just right click here, and you can say open with, and you can select other editor, whatever you prefer, and it will be open. You may edit it, and when you save it, you will be back to the IDE. So in here, I can just compile this program, and it is building the project now, and the file compiled without errors. So now I am able to just run it. Before I run it, just let me show you in the original application. I have a screenshot here of how it looks like. So you can see this is the way it looks like in acucobol when you run it in acucobol. So now I'm going to run it here. I'm just clicking this run button here, and it will start in a second. And here it is. So here you are. This is the original acucobol screen, and this is the acucobol screen. And basically you can see that I didn't have to do anything special. I just drag and drop the source files, I compile it, and it was ready to run right away. So this easy is to migrate acucobol applications to the acucobol IDE. Okay, now let me show you that it is also easy to migrate an AccuBench project to the acucobol IDE as well. So let me close these couple of things here and close this one as well. And let's see what is the next application I want to migrate. And now I'm going to import a project AccuBench that I have over here. These are the folders I have for this AccuBench project. So I'm going to start the same with the same initial step, just creating an acucobol project to import this AccuBench project, and the name is going to be import AccuBench. And I say finish. So I have an empty project again in my structural view. I move to the file view, and if I expand this project, well, it is empty again, just with some initial folders. And the first thing I'm going to import now is here in the resource folder, there is this bitmap here with several images for the push buttons of this application. So the very first thing is going to drag this one and drop it here in the resources folder, say copy files, okay, and that's it. I have it there now. Let me go to the next step. Now I am going to import a data file to have it ready for the test of this as well. So I am going just to drag and drop these files over here and put them in the data directory of this project, and so they are there now. Now in the next step I am going to import a data definition file from my AccuBench project. So I'm going back to the structural view, right click the project and say import. Now I'm going to say that I want to import to acucobol an AccuBench file layout. I say next, and now from the FD directory in my project AccuBench project, I am going to import this customer file. I say finish. So it imports, and it automatically takes me to the data view, and in the data view I can see this data definition that is already imported to my acucobol project. I'm going to right click this data definition, and I'm going now to generate the FD and SL copybooks. So I click it, and that's it. If I go back to my file view, I can see now that in the copy folder I have these 3 copybooks for the FD, for the select, and some procedural copybook as well. And that's it with that part. The next part, I'm going to import now the screen program itself. So again, in the structural view, I right click and I say import, and now I'm going to import a type AccuBench program. I say next, and now this is the customer program. I say finish. So it imports the program in just a few seconds, and here it is. I have now the customer screen program here. If I double click it, I will see the screen painter view in the middle of the IDE. We already spoke a little bit about the acucobol Explorer view over here. This is the screen painter view. In the last project, I was seeing here the source editor view here as well. So you can see that the IDE is structured by several views, and depending on what you want to do on the IDE, you can use any of these views. For instance, if I select one of these graphical controls over here, this push button, I can see its properties over here, its name, and which bitmap it is using, and some other stuff over here. The same if I select this entry field over here, I can see its name and some properties belonging to this graphical control. And it is the same for any other graphical control that you have here. So this should be it. I should be ready now to just run this program. If I say run as a school application, it is going to generate the program, to compile it, and run it for me. And that's it. It is already there. So you can see that the same screen definition that I have here in the screen painter is what I am seeing in the real application. So I have some data that I am already browsing from the data file that I drag and drop into my project, and I can go ahead and just see the next record, and I can use this combo box over here, and if I wanted, I could just edit something, delete something, etc. So this is how easy it is to migrate an AccuBench project as well, by just dragging and drop and using a few import functions that are very friendly, as you can see, and they will import your AccuBench objects into acucobol IDE in a very easy way.
Okay, Edwin. Well, thank you very much. This clearly demonstrates the ease of migrating from acucobol to acucobol. We provide you with the replacement tools to not only support the features that you have had using acucobol, but many new features to modernize your application development. This slide shows additional supported acucobol functionality such as GUI COBOL extension, commonly used library routines such as $, W$, Win$, and platform-independent implementation of Windows $printer. Now the really good news about acucobol is that although it matches acucobol on a feature-to-feature basis, we didn't leave off with the product there. There is a wealth of GUI maintenance and application modernization features available with acucobol. This is just a short list of what you can do with GUIs using acucobol. We have the choice of several look and feel at runtime. We can render HTML in most graphical controls, support for RGB values, reorder and sorting of grid columns, spreadsheet-like grid enhancements, editable tree view items, Java bean control, text and icon on push buttons, docking windows and undockable toolbar, and many more. Now Edwin will demonstrate more on the acucobol control set and how easy it is to switch your program's look and feel.
Thanks, Dan. This application that we are seeing here is the acucobol control set. This is actually a demo that we include with our product installation. This is to demonstrate how rich is acucobol in graphical controls, and how you could extend the graphical control that you have available using Java beans and so. So let's start. First of all, you can see that we have a standard menu bar over here, as you can see in any other graphical application, and also we have a toolbar, a pretty standard toolbar over here with little icons in it and so. And now something even nicer over here, we have a tree view that we are using as a menu. In this case, it can be used for many other uses that you may think about, but right now this is our menu as well. So if I just select one of these items in the tree view, I am already moving to another view in this tab control over here. I move in here, I move to another tab, and so on. So this is the tree view over here, pretty nice with the icons, etc. And now in here we have a tab view, which is pretty useful to so sometimes you have to present a lot of information, a lot of data fields to a user, and in order to don't overcrowd your screens, you can just organize your information in different tabs. So you have all of it already available, but you are showing just one tab at a time. So that's it. And now let me show you some of the tabs that we have here, where we are showing some graphical controls as well. Here in the radio check tab, we are showing different ways you can present your radio buttons, checkboxes, how you can use colors to enhance the presentation of some graphical control, and how you can use bitmaps to enhance the presentation of radio and checkboxes. So that's it here. Now I have another tab for entry fields, and in here we are using one entry field to show some specific properties that you can use. Like for instance, if you want a numeric only entry field, or you want a special 3D entry field, or you want an entry field that limits the input to 5 characters and so on. So we are showing one like this password secure entry field over here. You may combine these properties and put several of them on one single entry field if you want as well. And we have an interesting entry field here, a multi-line one, and so on. Now, on the combo box, well, I have this simple graphic over here, and the combo box in here, the combo boxes are used to change the view, the look of this graphic. So if instead of green I want like blue, then I can change to blue over here. And these combo boxes, you can even include some icon on the items if you want as well. So now let's go to the list box. It is the same. We are showing here how our list box, it can be columnized, and how you can split the columns and visually separate them. And this is nice, and how you can select one and use some vents to show what are you selecting, and so on. We have several here. Now let me go to the grid, which is very interesting. As you can see, this grid over here is a very powerful grid where you have things like you can move the columns, you may resize them a little bit, you may sort by any column at any time, and so on. So this is kind of a spreadsheet functionality in just one graphical control with things like that, and you can see other things like the different effects that you're applying, like bold in here, some little icon over here or image, some different colors in other of the rows to enhance the presentation of them, and so on. And this is slide bar over here to change the presentation of the grid, and so on. So this is the grid over here, and well, we have others like the page grid, which is similar, but you have buttons to go page by page, and so on. Now let me show you, this is interesting, the Java Bean. As I said, if you find that there is still another kind of graphical control, very advanced graphical control you want to use, and it is not included in the acucobol native graphical controls, then you can use Java Beans. It's pretty easy to include a Java Bean graphical control in your applications. As you can see here, this is a container over here for a pie chart Java Bean, and there are also some bar charts and some line charts and so on. Every one of these is a Java Bean that you can easily include in your graphical applications, and manage and set it up to show whatever you need to show. And let me show you something else here. HTML over here, like for instance, if you want to have like animated GIFs or a hint that looks pretty interesting here, this tooltip over here with colors and images, etc., then you can use HTML in the properties of your graphical controls. Everything you are seeing here is HTML enhanced, like these different font sizes here, these bullets over here, and everything is just via HTML in the properties. So that's something interesting you can use in your graphical application as well. For bitmaps, we have like some interesting bitmaps that you can like double click, and you can catch the double click event for a bitmap, or a single click, or just a mouse over. So basically, this is what I wanted to show you on how rich acucobol is in graphical controls and how you can extend the graphical controls by using Java beans. And last thing here, let's see this resizing functionality here. As you can see, as I resize, everything else gets laid out in the proper place or resized in the proper place. So that's even another functionality, very easy to use functionality that acucobol includes with the GUI development. That's it then for this demo. Let me show you now something else. As Dan said, you can easily change the look and feel of your application whenever you want. So right here I'm using a Windows look and feel, but let's see how can I do to show some other look and feels. I have some shortcuts here to show, let's say, a Windows classic look and feel. So let me start the application again, and there are some differences that you will find right away. Like for instance here, you can see that the push buttons are very square, and as I mouse over them, nothing happens. This is the Windows Classic. It is exactly the same you will see in an acucobol application. But here in an acucobol application, we right away by default we use a modern Windows look and feel. You can see how when I mouse over, there is some different coloring on the push buttons, and if I mouse over this scroll bar, there is some coloring as well, some nice grading effect, sorry, and so on. So let me show you something else, another look and feel here. Let's say this Nimbus look and feel. So just a moment, it starts again, and here I have a dirt look and feel now. So let's say if I compare this Nimbus look and feel over here with the Windows Classic, it is even more impressive. You can see that this slider bar here is pretty plain in the Windows Classic, while in Nimbus you have this nice button over here, slider, and the check boxes. You can see how the check boxes look nicer, or let's say the scroll bar itself, how simple it is over here, while it is very nice. It has a very nice look and feel over here. So you can notice other things, yeah, like the tab names, the tab labels are a little bit different, nicer over here, and so on. Let me show you a last one, this metal look and feel. And again, yeah, little differences. You can see how the tab labels are a little bit different here. There is this nice corner over here, as it is different than here. Here is different as well. This is not much different, but it is there. And you can see the slider is different from the three different. And you don't have to do any recoding or any recompiling. You just include a property, a runtime framework property, to say which look and feel you want to use. You can even find new look and feels in the internet, in the Java community, and just make it available, and just use it immediately with just changing that little property for the look and feel. We could ever show you, I don't have it right here, but there is also a look and feel for Apple that you can use. It works only on Mac computers, but you can right away give your graphical applications a Mac look and feel, and so your applications will look like if they were developed for Mac at the first place. Well, this is how easy it is to use a rich set of graphical controls, and how easy it is to change the look and feel for your GUI applications.
Thank you, Edwin, for this demo. Here are some additional advances available in acucobol. Web-enabled Java thin client, the ability to call COBOL programs on the client, multi-threaded Java application server and load balancer, acucobol WebDirect 2.0. This allows developers to display COBOL GUI screen selections directly on the web browser. And Web 2.0 generates behind-the-scene HTML and JavaScript without any change to your application programs. Here are some additional database advances available in acucobol. acucobol supports multiple databases and file systems just straight out of the box. We support IBM's DB2, MySQL, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, acucobol Vision Files, Variant JISAM, and acucobol SQL Server. In addition, we provide data access support using JOBDC and Variant Data Bridge. On this slide, we are showing many of the advances not available using acucobol. I would like to review a few of these advances today that are major improvements. The first listed advance is huge: portable Java-based thin client supporting GUI controls, properties, and styles. This means that on any platform that supports your Java, you can deploy your GUI development. Next will be web launch of thin client using GUI features, seamless integration with all Java technologies, support for Unicode, database backup, recover, and restore to a point in time. And another major advance is the ability to print to PDFs and print preview. Our next slide asks, how do you move your application development to Variant's acucobol? This slide is a summary of the areas you will need to address when moving to acucobol or any other COBOL platform. Basic steps are: install your acucobol Evolved Software Development Kit, recompile your application with acucobol compiler. If you're using AcuBench, you must first import your AcuBench project, then compile. Set up your runtime environment, including configuration variables and data connections. You may access your Vision files directly, or you can migrate your data files using acucobol migration utilities. And finally, if required, you will need to integrate your external software libraries and routines. There are many reasons to move your application to acucobol. The most compelling is Variant's roadmap to the future. acucobol is constantly improving its product line while maintaining backward compatibility. You will never be forced to rewrite major selections of your application to be compatible with any new release. In addition, acucobol is dramatically lower in costs, thus improving your return on investment. Another major advantage acucobol offers to acucobol users is that acucobol is the easiest migration path. It is not uncommon for developers to compile their application error-free within a few days and execute objects shortly thereafter. Couple this ease of migration with acucobol data access and experienced global support teams will ensure your application's investment now and in the future. So what I hope you have gained from this presentation is the understanding that by migrating to Variant's acucobol, you will receive enhanced choices and flexibilities, lower total cost of ownership, simplified development and deployment, no impact on your current development expertise, buy once, compile anywhere, provide clear path forward for business-critical application, and blend the best of COBOL and Java technologies. And all of this is backed by a dedicated responsive support team. And what are our next steps? I invite you to contact Variant and request our free code review and evaluate acucobol products for yourself. We are certain that once you see how complete of a replacement package we have for acucobol, you will want to migrate to acucobol. Thank you again for reviewing Variant's acucobol product webinar.